Hey everyone, it's your girl Shanithia. I'm so sorry about not doing week 18 any sooner. So I'm gonna do it today. A lot's been going on, so I'm very sorry about that. Just wanted to say that. It breaks my heart that I didn't do it. So God told me tonight to do it, and He understands why. And I just hope y'all just enjoy this reading. You know, I'm not perfect. I'm human too, but this is actually good for this week. It says, week 18, God has not forgotten you. Listen to that again. God has not forgotten you. Daily reading, day 1, 2 Samuel 9 and 12, 2 Samuel 13 and 15, 2 Samuel 16 and 18, 2 Samuel 19 and 21, 2 Samuel 2, 22 and 4, Psalms 3 and 41. Okay, here I start. In 2 Samuel 9, we see how David finds a way to show kindness to Mephibosheth, the son of his best friend John, and the grandson of his worst enemy Saul. When the nurse carried the 5-year-old Mephibosheth, hear that Saul and Jonathan had died in battle, she gathered the child and ran. In haste she dropped him, and both of his feet were broken, disabled him permanently. Back then, if you were disabled, you would have a hard time earning a living, even a harder than today. And many people wouldn't be able to see past your difference, to appreciate your worth. Because this happens to him as a child, Mephibosheth spends most of his life not being able to recognize his own value. When we see him in 2 Samuel 9, he's a grown man living in someone else's house in a small town called Lodabar, unable to provide for himself. In 1 Samuel 20 and 14 and 15, Jonathan says, "And may you treat me with the faithful love of the Lord as long as I live. But if I die, treat my family with this faithful love, even when the Lord destroys all your enemies from the face of the earth." Years later, David had not forgotten. Years later, David had not forgotten the promise he made. When David engaged with Mephibosheth, he says to him, "Don't be afraid. I intend to show kindness to you because of my promise to your father Jonathan. I will give you all the property that you once belonged to your grandfather Saul, and you will eat here with me as a king Saul, and you will eat here with me at the king's table." 2 Samuel 9 and 7. Mephibosheth had always felt like nothing. In fact, in verse 8, he asked David, who is your servant that you should show such kindness to a dead dog like me?" He's very, very impossibly wanted to be forgotten because of the wicked thing that his grandfather Saul did. But David wanted to bless him because of his promise he made to him. His father Jonathan, Mephibosheth, couldn't fathom anyone showing him type of favor, but God has plans beyond his comparison. Sorry. God has not forgotten about you either. It has nothing to do with you or anything that you have done wrong or right. It's all because of God's favor. Even if it seems sorry, even if it seems against, even if it seems against the odds, there is still favor over your life. The blessings that God has for you are coming in spite of you, not because of you. The truth is, we are all flawless, but God looks past those flaws and still supplies our needs. He even gives us some of the he even gives us some of our wants. God still has you on his mind, like Mephibosheth. You may not feel favored, but you are highly favored. You may not feel blessed, but you are better than blessed. Okay? Now the questions. Have there ever been a time in your life when you couldn't see your value? What were the circumstances around that season of your life? So I'm going to answer that question. Say it again. I'm going to say the first one. Have you ever had a time in your life where you couldn't see your value? Yes. Plenty of times. Plenty of seasons, plenty of times in my life I haven't seen my value. But God showed me otherwise. So for one example, well, a couple examples. When I was younger, of course, I didn't see my value because at one point I was in, like I think I said previously, I was in resource classes. And, I was just like, whatever, I was a kid, whatever. But it's just gotten to the point where, when you don't know how to, you're not like everybody else. And that's a struggle that, a lot of us have. We're not like everybody else. And, we want to be like everybody else. But then it's like, we're different for a reason. So I wasn't like everybody else. I didn't know how to read or do math like everybody else quickly and stuff. So I had to have research classes. And I'm actually okay with it now. At first, I wasn't proud with it. So that was the circumstances around it. Where in my season in life, I thought that wasn't cool at the time. Oh, I had to be in resource classes, where they would say, not the, the smart kid or whatever. I wasn't the smartest kid or whatever. But now, that was one season in my life. And adulthood, of course, when you're working, how you be working, and you are just, to a lot of people, you're not just, I guess, when they say the title, like you're a crew member or whatever, you take on that, title, like, okay, I'm just a crew member, I'm just getting a check or whatever. But then when God opens doors for you to elevate, you're just over here like, oh, I'm not just a crew member, or, I see, God sees more valuable in you of how, you can help his people and stuff. So there's a couple of reasons, like, I just didn't see my worth, and God showed me that I'm definitely worthy. I have value, and I'm valuable in my life, not just for people that he has touched. I have touched over the years because of him, or just to let me know that the people I have now in my life, they see value in me. So that's a good thing to know too. How did you release from the kinds of thinking? Do you struggle with them still? I would say I still struggle with them because, you have your days where you just feel like, I made a video because of God. Like, you think nobody sees you, but God sees you. And, I do struggle with that sometimes. Like, I don't think people, it's not just people. I guess you just struggle with your own identity. Like, oh, well, God, how you see me? You get what I'm saying? Like, how do you see me? And I had to release that to him. Like, I've been saying a lot of times now, I'm just like, God, my hands are up, so I surrender it to him. But the mindset of me not seeing my worth and my thinking and my struggles that I have gone through over the years, and that he's starting to help me come out of. And I still have struggles with it, like you know, because I'm not fast enough with certain things, and how my brain is, I guess, is different, how I think and stuff, and my different perspective. But he made my perspective that way. Like, we all have different perspective, how we think, how we do stuff. It's just like somebody can do it a certain way, somebody can do it one way, and you do it one way, but it's just how they think or how they move or whatever. So sometimes I do struggle with that because I'm different. Now I'm learning that I'm so different and it's okay to be different. How would you encourage someone else who may find it hard to realize their value? This is not an easy one, but I try to encourage people every day. It's okay to be different. It's okay to be you. Sometimes my coworkers say, "Do me," and I laugh because it's like I know I'm very different. I know that I come in all bubbly and stuff like that. But you have your days too. But how would you encourage them? Take it one day at a time. To when you're struggling, to realize your value, because on this journey of life, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to find out like who really is there for you and stuff like that. And I in the past I thought some people were there for me, but they wasn't really there for me, and God removed them, so I thank God for that. But because sometimes I guess with people, because when we have people in our lives, or I guess the wrong people, or that season it was right, but now they're not supposed to be there. We want their opinion and how they value us and how they see us, and then they say, oh, whoop, whoop, whoop. And then you're just kind of like, well, then they leave, and then you're like, but it's like they took that with you, and it's like, no, but God's telling you, like, you're still valuable if that person's not in your life, or you're not at that job anymore, or that title, you don't have that title anymore. You're still valuable to me. And that's what I have to say to the person, to encourage them. You're still valuable in God's eyes, no matter what happens. Like, if he takes you from this job or this place or this where, you're still valuable in God. And people need to start seeing that. Like, he made you the way he made you for a reason, and how he deals with you, and how the way you are is just because of how he wants you to be. That's how I would encourage somebody to just say, like, remember that God made you like this. Yeah, we want to have our body like slim and thick and, whatever. But God made you a certain type of way, with them, the body, the way it is you have now. You can maintain it, but, remember that too. Like, the way you are is because of how God made you, and you're valuable in him. And he can use anybody, so he can use you right now as as I'm speaking, he's using me. So I know I'm valuable, and I know that what I'm doing is valuable, from working, from being a mom and a wife, and or just being at work, and I'm just encouraging people on a daily and now, just to let them know that they're worthy. And a lot of people don't understand that, you are worthy. Like, people can say certain things to you, or take stuff, like, I guess would say that you don't look good, or, you alright, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people internalize that in their mind. And we have to restore our mind every day with the word and with God, and just and tell God, how do you see me? You said I'm worthy. You said I'm valuable for your glory. How do you see me? And that's what I'm starting to do now. How do you see me every day? How do you want me to wear these things? How do you want me to speak to your people? I'm not perfect. I have my moments, and I get in my little moods or whatever. But how do you see me as a person, as your daughter, as your son? Ask that question today for God. Like, how do you see me? What do I need to work on? How can I encourage this person today? How can I just be, how can I be used for your glory, and encourage somebody, because a lot of people that I've been meeting over the years, and a lot of people don't see their value, even when they're at work. They think they're not valuable, and I think this is why it's kind of like hitting home with me too on this little telling people to realize they're valuable. I used to tell a person, a couple of people, that they would say, oh, I'm just here, I'm just doing whatever, and nobody listens to me or something like that. And, I had that recently. And I told that person, I told them, you're valuable, you're important here, we appreciate you. And a lot of people don't hear that nowadays. At work, you think you're just clocking in, but you don't know how you're blessing somebody. Just to come in to be a blessing and to be that personality that they need to be, and talk to them and see how they're doing, and not just make it all about you, just encourage them on a daily, and sometimes you'd be surprised. They start encouraging you and talking to you, and you're just like, oh, I didn't even know I had this much impact, I don't know where I was going there, but, God has his moments and how he do things. But back to that, it's just like with Mephibosheth, since he broke two legs and he was had disabilities. And honestly, we all have our own disabilities, even if we don't know it yet, or we do struggle with things we don't tell people. I wouldn't even say a disability, but just our struggles. You are valuable. It doesn't matter what you look like, how you talk, where you come from. You're valuable. And you know that you can do, even if it's not changing the world, but just that just to be nice, or just to like my coworkers say, do me, I guess, be the type of person I need to be, and laughing and giggling. I don't know. Because sometimes I'll be laughing and giggling. They're just like, do you? And I'm like, what does that mean? I'm just being me. But, being kind and being nice and just being you. Just, if you're different, you're different. So what? We don't need to be the same. We're not the same. God doesn't have us like looking the same way, and that's okay. And we should start realizing that we're different for a reason. We have our different chords. We have our different ways to say things, talk, whatever. But just to sum it up, just to know you're valuable in any area you are, from the job, from your homes, from your child, even your children, you're valuable in their eyes. And a lot of people don't even say this, but, with your children, as you're, teaching them, or if you even have older children, they still can call on you. You're valuable. You're valuable because you have that wisdom that they need to keep going, or just to say, just to be that light, A lot of us need to start being that light again, and stop dimming your light. That's one thing about it. It's like dimming your light is just, it's a no-go anymore. Like for me, it's a no-go. I'm gonna come and pop up and just do me, come with the hair, whatever, do what I do, how I talk, whatever. Just start being you. I guess that's what he's saying. Be you. Do you. I guess that's today too. Just start being you. And know that you're not forgotten. You're not forgotten in God. And, he's here. He got you. He's going to supply all your needs. And he's going to be there for you. Even when nobody else is there, he's there for you. He's making waves. He's doing things behind the scenes. Right now, he's making waves, as I'm talking to you, encouraging you. I just don't know. I just don't know. But my hands are up. Like I've been saying it. God, my hands are up. My hands are up. I surrender. Okay. I guess I guess that's what it is. Action for the week. It says brainstorm ways to show kindness to someone this week. I just literally just said that. Showing kindness. We need to start doing that more often. Showing kindness, because you never know what people are going through. I know I probably said that before, but you never know what anybody's going through. People can be going through their marriage, and then they put a smile on their face, or they got a diagnosis that they're dealing with left and right. You don't even know. And it's just like, you'll be surprised when they tell you. And you're just like, that's what's going on with you? How are you still, smiling, okay, pushing through? You just never know. So brainstorm. Show kindness this week. It's okay to show kindness. It's okay. It goes a long way when you show kindness to somebody. Instead of being mean and nasty, that ain't gonna work. Mean and nasty don't work. Showing kindness does work with people, because it just shows that they're appreciated too in different ways. Like you can compliment somebody's hair or something, or they probably thinking, honestly, they didn't even do good with their hair. And then you compliment, oh, you did that, and then they're like, yeah, you kind of boost up their confidence so they can keep doing it. You just never know. Think of kindness kindness that has been shown to you at some point. Then be intentional to pay it forward to someone. That too. I guess I had a lot of people this week, because some stuff happened at work, and we were just talking, and well, I'll just be transparent. There was it was something that happened a couple of weeks ago, and I was just so down, and I was just like so upset, and it was just so sad, and because I'm human, and people go through things, and you just never know. And I had a person come up to me, and they were just so kind, and they were just checking on me. Nothing bad, whatever, but you have your days where you're just kind of like, you're just ready to go, or you just got so much on your mind. And it was a customer. I think it was a customer. It was a coworker and a customer, and it just came like back to back. And it's like God sent them to be kind to me, and to show me kindness, and to tell me everything's gonna be okay. It's like He knows. And it was very nice of them to show kindness, because a lot of things is transitioning and different things, and I'm just like, God, I surrender. So I've been paying it forward to just show kindness to other people, even if I don't get the kindness back. I just try my best to show kindness. Okay, number 3, find a way to put a smile on your face. Find a way to put a smile on the face of someone who has a low spirit. Okay, I guess we're just talking to. It's like lining up. It's weird. It's not weird. It's just it's crazy. I'm literally looking at the questions too at the same time right now. But that's going back to showing kindness, being you, and saying how you doing. Ask somebody how their day is going. They can be like, yeah, my day's not good, but you can say you woke up this morning, you got food on your table, you got a job. A lot of people don't have a job right now, and you can your children and stuff are healthy, your dog is healthy, and that might put a smile on people's face, like, yeah, you're right, whatever, you right, you're right. And then it says, send someone a message and remind them that God has not forgotten about you. There is this one friend that I have. It's like she comes at the right time, and she knows what I'm talking about. She comes at the right time, and I'm just like, I love her so much. She sent me little messages, and I think she sent me one this week, and I was about to cry. I think it said, my finances are gonna win, my career is gonna win, and it was like other things are gonna win. And it was just like a reminder that God has not forgotten about me when I have made, even you probably have made so many sacrifices. And, God's proud. Regardless, He's proud with your sacrifices, what you're doing. You thinking nobody else is clapping for you. I'm clapping for you. I'm clapping for you. Because I know it's not easy. Getting up, getting dressed, going to job, getting home, doing the kids stuff. If you have kids, even if you don't have kids, you got, nephews, nieces, anybody you have to help. It is not easy. Getting out that bed and grinding. I'm clapping for you. I'm clapping for you. You got it. You're doing it. You did it another week. So God has not forgot about you. Your girl Shanithia loves you. I'm so sorry about, like I said, I'm beating myself up, but God knows why. And I'm doing it today, so I apologize. I'm going to try to do better and be more consistent, so please bear with me. It's just a lot going on, and it's going to work out regardless. But, also my schedule has changed, so your girl is still trying to figure it out. But it's okay. God is working everything out for my good, as the Bible said. Everything works out for your good. Paraphrasing. But like I said, God has not forgotten about you. And like I said, show kindness this week. And remember, if you feel like Mephibosheth and you feel like you've been broken and feel like nobody sees your value, God sees you. At the end of the day, He sees you. He knows what you're doing. At the end of the day, He knows the tears you cried last night. He knows that you're tired. He knows that you've been grinding, and you're just trying to help people the way you need to. Put a smile on your face, and keep going. Keep going. You got it. Like I said, I'm clapping for you. You're doing a great job. You're doing a great job. No matter what, I'm clapping for you. You got this. You're doing it. And this is week 18. God has not forgotten about you. I hope I wasn't all over the place, but your girl's still trying to figure this out. But I know it's not easy. I know it's not. But He got you. He got you at the end of the day. He gonna take care of you. It's already working out. You're thinking something, this ain't right. Give it to Him. I say it a lot, but give it to Him. Surrender Him. I keep saying, my hands are up. God, my hands are up. That's for a reason. That's just saying, hey, I give it to you. And I learned actually also today, also this week actually, the end of this week, I've learned that, even though I know it, but I just had to hear it again. It's something about when you put God first, everything will get added. And I learned that from somebody this week to remind me to start putting God in it. And everything's going to add up. And you're going to be like, God, well, this and this and third, whatever. And then probably in a couple of days, you're going to be like, what? You said what? You said who? You're going to be shocked. So just add Him in it. Add Him in. I'm telling you, it's the best way to go. But I think I'm done. This is your girl Shanithia. I love y'all so much. Thanks for bearing with me. This is week 18 again. This is the last time I'm saying it. But remember it for this week. God has not forgotten you. Love y'all. Have a good night or day.